Hi, welcome back to the breadboard again. This is the second video of February 29th, 2016. Happy birthday, Raspberry Pi. And in the first video, I introduced some of the features of the new Raspberry Pi 3. I've since had a chance to start looking at some of the new images, particularly the NOOBS image that was released also today, along with the new board. And there are some nice surprises there. So what I've seen now that I've had a quick play with it is that they have now bundled in Windows 10 for IoT as part of the NOOBS selectable OSs to download. So you no longer have to go to Microsoft and do anything that's Windows specific. If you can run or download the NOOBS and just simply copy it onto an SD card, then getting Windows 10 IoT onto your Raspberry Pi is no more difficult than loading Raspbian or any other of the OSs available via NOOBS anymore. To that end, I went in there and had a look, and we're going to go through this in just a moment, and I'll put the video camera on my LCD screen and have a look. They've included the current public release of Windows 10 IoT, which has a few deficiencies, unfortunately, like it doesn't support the touchscreen yet. But they've also included, if you are a part of the Windows 10 Insider Preview team, the ability to download that image as well. And from what I've seen, it now supports full touch capability. Not quite having keyboard pop up, but as far as navigating web pages and various other things like a touch screen, it works just fine. Basically the same functionality as you get inside Raspbian by default with the touch screen there. You can't actually put in text because it doesn't pop up automatically a keyboard for you, but outside of that, everything else seems to be supported. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to load it up, and I'll take you through that. I'll speed up the portions where we sit here waiting for it to download anything, and then we'll have a look and see what differences there are in the Windows 10 IoT that gets loaded with this Insider Preview so that you guys can see what has to come around the corner. Now, I don't have a Raspberry Pi 3 yet. I've got one coming. So what I'm doing this on is what most of you will have at the moment, which is a Raspberry Pi 2, which even there, having the Wi-Fi, having the LCD display, and most importantly, having the touch working right off the bat is really, really important. So in a moment, we'll do that. But let's go over to the Raspberry Pi website, Core IoT, and see what the release notes say that they've included with this. So this is the release notes for Windows 10 IoT Core, and the build number, which is the Insider Preview, is 14262. And what's new in here is that it includes bug fixes for the OS and driver packages. They've updated the web management portal, include for stability, etc. Updated the FTDI USB serial driver for the Minnow board, so that won't really affect us. Silicon Labs USB serial driver, so that's a good thing, and stability of the SSH. What else have they got in here that they're saying they've done? Bluetooth pairing they've now enabled. Bluetooth devices may. So we'll have to show the Bluetooth. One of the things I noticed in here was that it said higher up here, I think, was that it didn't yet support the onboard Wi-Fi and Bluetooth that's on the new Raspberry Pi 3. So it is working with the Raspberry Pi 3, and they will have an update really soon for it, but they don't quite yet have it working for those two. I'm just trying to find which place I saw that written. I know I did see it here somewhere. Yeah, I can't find it. Anyway, there was something I noticed. If I find it, I'll bring it in and show you, where it mentioned that the Raspberry Pi 3 onboard Wi-Fi and Bluetooth were not quite supported, but it will be coming really, really soon. So I'd imagine Microsoft are busy beavering away to get it working. Anyway, in the meantime, okay, so there's not too much in here that is telling us that they've actually extended on, but I do know that they've got the touch screen working anyway for this. So the first thing you need to do is go to the raspberrypi.org. Now you can download NOOBS right from here, and it will give you the option, and that's the one I'm going to show you today. But not only that, is they've also got the Windows 10 IoT Core that you can download right from here as well. Now, if you're not an Insider Preview, then you will be downloading this one right here. But if you are part of the Insider Core Preview, you can download from here. And these two options are also given to you on the NOOBS when it powers up as well. But with the Insider Preview, you will have to provide credentials in order to be able to download that image. Everything else, I'm not going to I'm going to show you it through NOOBS. I've already shown you how to create an SD image either with the Windows 10 inside, like ISO that comes down, and or with Raspbian. So I'm not going to show you that again, and I will provide a link to the videos for those two things in the description when I post the video. So anyway, right now I've already downloaded NOOBS, the latest version, which is 29th of February 2016. All right, so you can either download NOOBS and download it, or NOOBS Lite. If you're not downloading Raspbian with NOOBS, then you might as well bring down NOOBS Lite. I downloaded the full-blown Raspbian. It's about a 1 gig image. And if you want to go straight for Windows 10 IoT, then you can download the image from here. And you've got the dashboard here as well, which is updated to reflect the new images. Now, as I said, if you're using the insider preview, then you need to have a username and password to download the right one. All right, so assuming that I already have this downloaded, let's go and start booting up and having a look at the display. So let's get the camera onto the LCD display. I'm doing all of this on the official Raspberry Pi 7-inch LCD. I do have a keyboard connected to it, but that's all that's connected, plus the official Raspberry Pi Wi-Fi adapter. So let's go. Okay, so I have everything ready to go with the exception of powering it up. So that's what I'm going to do right now. You're looking at the Pi 7-inch LCD screen, the official one from the raspberrypi.org. And I've just got to plug in the USB power to get this thing kicked off. I have not yet powered it up at all since installing the SD card. So here we go now. So this is booting up NOOBS, remember. This is something very new for Windows 10 IoT because we've never had the ability to boot up this way before. And of course it starts up upside down. So let me just rearrange this so that you can see it. Of course now the display is not going to stand up on its own. So let me just put something behind it to help out. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. So the first thing that comes up, of course, is the Raspbian, which is already included on here. Now you can see when I touch the screen, the mouse pointer, which is currently sitting here, is actually moving. So it shows you that the touch is actually working, which of course it always has been working under Raspbian. And as this intro builder is Linux-based, then it's not surprising that the display is working here. So the first thing we need to do though is get the Wi-Fi up and running. So if I just put in here and we'll pick my local network and put in the password for that. There we go. Alright, so I've got the password in now. As you can see, whole big nice list of available operating systems, and the ones we want is further down here. So we want the Windows 10 IoT Core. There's just one selection here at the moment. So I've just selected Windows 10 IoT Core and I press install. I'm going to say yes to it overriding the SD card, etc. It's going to download the first part. Now while we're waiting for that to, of course, go down, we want to change my keyboard to a US keyboard. And I want to change the language to English US as well. Now, so now you see here we got two choices. We actually have the standard Windows 10 Core, which is what is available to everybody, and we've got the Windows 10 Core Insider release, which is the one that I have access to, which is the one that also now supports all of the Windows 10 IoT touchscreen, etc. So this one is say yes. We've set our keyboard and language. So you can see here now it's asking for my insider preview username or password. Okay, just hit enter and now we should be able to continue. Should just scroll down here. So we're selecting Windows 10 IoT Core Preview 1460. So you can see here when we select this one, it's edition 14262, which is later than the one that's currently publicly available. So we will just confirm that that is the one we want. Select the device, which will be the Raspberry Pi, because there's a number of different ones. Confirm that. This looks like it's actually pulling directly from the standard website based on what this is doing. So let's say download now. There we go, and now it's downloading. So looking at what they've done there, they've basically made this you integrate with the Microsoft Insider Preview website, because everything that's going on there doesn't really fit onto the 7-inch LCD screen, and it's all almost exactly the same as you see when you go into the Insider Preview website. So now we'll just let that continue downloading, and when it's done, I'm sure it's going to reboot. Okay, we're at 96%, still going fine. It's been probably about 10 minutes or something of downloading. Now, obviously, if you wanted to speed up this bit, the only way you could do that would be to download it ahead of time and do it the Microsoft way for creating the SD card. I think this way is probably overall a little simpler, even if it may be a little slower on the download. So that's 100%, and it's probably going to reboot any second now. So we just click on OK, and we let it reboot. This time it should come back up into Windows 10 IoT. Now this should take, I have a Samsung Pro card in here, so it should only take about 15 to 30 seconds to come up and be ready to use. It is very, very fast if you use the right kind of SD card. Looks like my power supply is a little bit on the low side. It's only plugged into a 1 amp 5.2 volt adapter at the moment. It really should be a 2 amp adapter or close to, with the LCD display on. This is part of the normal boot up process. That's not an error. There is one little defect they still haven't fixed with the LCD display, and that's this bit where it actually has the 2 bits of text overwriting each other, or overlaying on top of each other. It doesn't stop anything working, it's just a minor little cosmetic bug. And there we have the standard configuration. Now it is allowing me to touchscreen select things here, and if I can't, there's nowhere to press enter though, because it's off the bottom of the screen. Just have to wait for it to time out and go to the main screen. And there we have it, all nicely booted up. Now of course there is no network connection right now, as you can see there, and if you look, the touch screen is now working correctly. Right, so what we should be able to do is go into the settings menu, which is up here, and go into network and Wi-Fi, and here, as you can see, it now brings up my Wi-Fi connections, and we'll pick my network and we'll tell it to connect. Now this doesn't yet bring up a an on-screen keyboard, so that's why I have my little USB wireless keyboard attached. So I'm just going to put in the details. There we go, and we'll say next. Okay, I should go back and just check to see if it worked. And there we have IP address, Oaks Clan Home is the network, and confirms down here that we're connected as well. Our IP address is 1.234, and there we go. So that shows us now connected with the Windows 10 IoT, and you can go in here, and as you can see, the touch is working quite happily now, which is the first time Microsoft have had this working properly with the Raspberry Pi, and that's nice to see. All right, which is really, really cool. So back to device info. Now let's go back to the web page on the PC and see what differences we may observe over there. So here we are back on the PC, and we're looking at the Windows 10 IoT Core Watcher, and here is the Pi that it's now started up and connected to, which is the one based on the release 10.0.14 262.1. And this is the insider preview version. So let's go in and go web browse and see what it has to show us. We'll put in the default password of PASS. Okay, so the password is lowercase p and then up shift 2, which is the @ and then lowercase ssw and then 0 rd. So password with a 0 and an @ and that's it. So same as before. So I'm not going to change my password just yet. Then I'll leave it the username alone as well for the moment. So first thing you need to do obviously is fix your time zone. So Eastern Time USA and Canada, which is where I am. Installed applications, nothing new there. So I'm not going to compare to see if there's any of those different. So the CPU and memory looks similar. Debugging. So devices. Nothing different there. Bluetooth, I don't have a Bluetooth dongle plugged in. But I do have a Microsoft Bluetooth dongle here somewhere. If I can find it, we'll just plug it in and see if it recognizes it. So I'm just plugging it in now, just one of the random ports. Alrighty, so nothing terribly different here. I think one of the things we want to change under, if I can find where it is again. Under devices is we want to go to the Lightning direct memory map drivers. This will cause a reboot, of course, which is just rebooting now. What that does is allow us to use the high-speed drivers that are built into Windows 10 IoT. Okay, so it's now back after the reboot, and now we have direct memory map drivers as the default. Just going to enable the Bluetooth on my phone and see if it is enabled. But if I go in and actually turn on pairing and see if it actually shows up, even though it's maybe not listed yet. Oh, there it is. Well, I guess it does recognize it. Wants a number, 4586 1030. And that now has paired with my cell phone. Not sure what I can do with it, but it has. So that's rather cool. I know that there are some IoT apps that allow you to leverage the sensors on your cell phone, so maybe we can try them out later. Not in this video, but in a future one. But at least it now recognizes my Microsoft Bluetooth adapter and will work with it. So that's good news. Okay, I think that's about all I can update you on from the main Windows 10 IoT perspective. So inside a preview version 10.0.14.262.1 seems to fully support the touchscreen quite happily, Bluetooth networking, and is now completely encapsulated in NOOBS to make installation a little bit easier for newcomers, etc., if they so want to install it that way. And as you could see, we went through the whole process and it works like a charm, short of me putting in the correct passwords for my Wi-Fi network, of course. I have my Raspberry Pi 3 coming, so the minute it does arrive, I will load up Windows 10 IoT on it and have a look at what is working there as well. As I've said in the previous video, I don't think that Microsoft have the onboard Wi-Fi and Bluetooth working on that, but that might be the regular version that is currently released versus the insider preview. So we will find out when my Pi 3 arrives. In the meantime, we can take stock in the fact that they have now fixed the Pi 2 touch screen with Windows 10 IoT, which means you all can get beavering away at creating apps with these XAML web pages that will fully support touch capability. It's going to open up a whole bunch of extra fun on the Raspberry Pi going forward. So I look forward to it myself, and I will be trying out a few things very, very quickly and letting you know how those devices behave. I'm going to write a few little demo apps for some new devices like the PiFace Digital Relay and PiFace Relay Plus, as well as plugging in some of the older devices and some touchscreen serial and touchscreen SPI devices to see how well they work as well. So it should be fun. And we'll also test out to see if Microsoft have stabilized the high performance DMA drivers that they have, which are supposed to give about 100 times performance improvement over the old SPI and I2C bus drivers that were in there by default, which are still there, but now you've got this other one available to you. I will call it quits there and see you again soon. Thanks.